Welcome back to the third and final segment of the Loveland Report and Loaner Ranger Show. We've been talking about lifestyle buying. We're talking about negotiations and where to start. We're talking about how to put a proper offer together. I want to dive into some rents, what you should charge on rents this month, Bruce. And then you want to talk about new construction.
I want to talk about new construction. I want to mention Hometown Heroes for down payment assistance is coming back in June or July.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, I do want to cover new construction. And I want you to know that next Saturday, the 5th, I will be at Lake Eola for meet and greets. I'm going to record the show right there. And if you want to come by and meet me, I'll be there at Lake Eola.
Yep. That's a fun time.
I think it's from like, I don't know, 8 to
the festival
or something like
Spring
that.
Fiesta it goes all day. So yeah, you'll be doing the show down there live. I can't make it. I will be working that weekend though. I've got a lot of things going on. But Bruce, what's going on with new construction? What are you seeing the builders doing in this environment?
So my builders are all like, if you go to one of my builders, like Trinity Family Builders, some of my other builders around the state of Florida, they'll pay all your closing costs when you use my services. You can use rate buy downs, temporary buy downs, permanent buy downs, but you get up to 6% paid toward your closing costs. Now, here's where you can run into challenges with some of these builders. If you're getting a conventional loan and you're putting less than 10% down, you won't be able to utilize all of those closing cost incentive because the program won't allow for it.
Yep.
So that's why I'm taking some people from conventional to FHA, because FHA will let the seller pay up to 6%.
That's what's important about calling the loaner ranger.
Where conventional will only let the seller pay 3% unless you're putting 10% plus down.
I was at a Rotary function and there was a lender there from a small community bank. And I asked them about that, doing that with new construction. They looked at me like I was crazy, like I had a third eye. They did not know. So
your banks don't typically have the talented people to do mortgages. They want the person that's walking in, with their checkbook,
yep.
And that's who they're looking for. I can assure you that you shop me against your bank or Rocket or your credit union, you will use my services. I can guarantee it. So call the Loaner Ranger right now. Let's get it started. I can promise you, you will not find a lender that's more attentive, better rates, better service, better communication, close on time, guaranteed than the Loaner Ranger. 407-250-9144 or go to WeBringYouHome.com.
And Bruce, you haven't seen any builders lowering their prices, right?
Not one builder is lowering their prices.
Raising.
But I'm seeing a lot of people now, and it is harder to find. You were right earlier. We talked about new construction, building on your own lot or finding a lot. So you got to find the lot, then you got to find a builder, you got to design the home, and you got to build the home. But here's what you get. You get the house you want,
yep,
and you get property. No new construction builders are building on land right now.
Yeah.
Like you're not going to get a half acre.
You're not going to get a quarter acre. You got to find a custom builder.
You're going to get between a 40-foot lot and maybe a 70-foot lot.
Yep.
You're not getting 100-foot lots on any of these new constructions. Not that I can see, not for production builders.
I was out west by Christmas in Chuliota.
Yeah.
I did see one builder that was advertising oversized half-acre lots.
Yeah.
So probably because of the zoning or that piece of land they had, it was like 36 home sites. And it said from half an acre and up. So it's out there, but you're going to go into that builder. You can't design your own home. So you've got construction perms for VA.
I've got construction perms, VA, FHA, conventional, you name it. I got it.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah. And matter of fact, I've got everything you could possibly need, from purchases, refinance, construction, renovation loans, reverse mortgages. I'm doing a ton of reverse mortgages. So I created my own, since it's a specialty product.
Yep.
Okay. It's a specialty product. And I think most people that are looking for a reverse mortgage probably shouldn't get it. So I created
a very small slice of the pie.
I created a department that is really dialed in to make sure the client's doing the right thing. And listen, Tom Selleck is getting paid millions of dollars to promote that product. Don't go there. Call the Loaner Ranger. I'll connect you with my reverse mortgage department, and they will take great care of you. Look, you're in your retirement years. You don't want to make a mistake. You don't want to make a mistake. Let me help you with that. If a reverse is what you want, you call me now And if you want me to take the application over the phone, we can do that. You don't have to go to my website, but call or text me at 407-250-9144. The Loan Arranger will make sure that you're taken care of and you don't get duped on any kind of program you shouldn't get.
Bruce, I want to dive into what you should charge on rent. And this is
as much as possible.
Well, you should charge the market rate. And rents have been kind of flat the past 18 months. I'm starting to be able to raise them a little bit again, but I'd say most landlords that call me want to get and want me to take over their rentals. We manage a lot of properties around Central Florida. When they want me to take over and I look at their rents and what they have, I've never had one bring me a rental at like top dollar rent. And because and what you've got to look at is you want the cream of the crop of renters. You want well-maintained properties that rent to somebody, the people that stay at the Marriott, not the people that stay at Motel 6.
Correct.
And that's what you're doing when you qualify them. And this is where people make the mistake. They don't do a qualification on them, or they ask too much rent for too long. They get desperate and take somebody. And we qualify our renters, our tenants, just like we do getting a mortgage. They got to make it 2.5 times rent. We have a procedure on this. We have
should know their debt ratio.
We have criminal checks.
I know you're more concerned about credit scores than I am with my tenants. I know you're more particular because you're managing other people's properties.
Yep.
For me, I look at debt ratio and I call previous landlords.
Yeah, we check the previous landlord.
So I want previous landlords and I want debt ratio. I'm quite particular about who my tenant is. I don't want to have you look at me and go, I lost my job or my husband left me and I've got 3 kids and now I got to evict a single mom or something like that with 3 kids.
Well,
so I am very cautious about who my tenants are.
And this is why we say, buy the median price home, not the rural shack somewhere on the edge of town that's a 2-bedroom, 1 bath.
McMansion.
Or the McMansion. There's the dollars per square foot. That's a whole nother story, Bruce. I haven't had many. I had a gentleman bring me a McMansion to sell. It's like 4,500 square feet. And he was going to get like almost $6,000 a month rent. But when I looked at it, I said, you're going to buy another house, right? He wants a smaller home. I said, we should sell. He had enough to sell, buy his primary and buy 2. He paid cash on 1. He had a mortgage on the house, but he bought 2 rentals on that. And we did the plan over 10 years on what he was going to be looking at. And the rent came out higher on 2 $350,000 homes than it did on his plus his new one. So
absolutely,
that's something there. But when the rents is what time is money, you don't want to ask 3,500 when everything's renting for 2,900 because you don't want to sit vacant for 2 months. You just cost yourself $6,000 almost.
Sure.
I know how to do this and how to watch this and what works and what doesn't. And I will get a tenant in there that will take care of the property. Most of the time they stay, Bruce, about 2 to 3 years. Then life happens. But you want to protect that investment. It should be in a nice piece. When I call the owner, go, hey man, the property values went up 25,000, rent's 2,800. The tenant's going to stay. We're raising them to 2,950. And here's the pictures of the property. It looks great. You know how many people I get that say they had a management company and they haven't had rent paid to them in 2 months? They haven't seen pictures of the inside of the property. I mean, just horrible. Some of these are big name companies here in Central Florida. You'd be shocked if I told you who they were.
I happen to have a rental property that my tenant is moving out. It's in Daytona. Right there in a beautiful little neighborhood at Nova and 400, and it rents for $2,800 a month, but it's fully furnished. That includes internet, electricity, water, lawn maintenance, everything. $2,800 turnkey, fully furnished. If you know somebody that's looking for that, let me know. I've got a great property available in the Daytona area right now. You can call me at 407-250-9144 or webringyouhome.com. Let's get it started.
Right.
So we talked a little bit about construction. Interest rates stayed stable this week. They didn't really go up. They didn't go down. They kind of rock and rolled a little bit. We're in a schizophrenic market. It's truly a buyer's market, but we're still seeing multiple offers on some properties. So it's all about the area. So if you find a highly desirable area that you want to buy in, your realtor should be able to tell you whether you have an opportunity to really negotiate, or you better come in strong with your offer.
Well, that's very simple information at my hands of my iPad that I can just pull up and see. All right, the last 4 sales in here all sold in 7 days,
right,
at list price or above. And no, your offer for $420 on a $500,000 listing
isn't going to fly.
Is absolutely ridiculous. If you love your wife and you want her to have this home, don't screw around. And most realtors have no idea how to say that. So that was the alarm for me to to remind myself that I got to, all right.
You got an appointment.
A
You got to
little
go
more gracious
Huh?
about these realtors out there. Bless their little heart.
Rest.
If you want to get trained,
Cleve gets
call me.
himself worked up about
I
that
do.
stuff sometimes.
It's the most
But you know
frustrating
what?
thing in my business,
Well, I'm
Bruce.
going to tell you something. You are in the only industry that you have to deal with your competitors on almost every transaction.
Yeah.
Like I don't have to deal with another dumb mortgage lender
Because you
when
got
I'm
the loan.
doing a mortgage for somebody, but you have to deal with your bless your little heart realtor that's either the buyer's agent or you're making an offer on their listing. So it's as strange as industry, but you're the one and your industry has to deal with your competitors. And I'm going to tell you something. I sympathize with you because I deal with them every day.
I did not have to do this 15, 18 years ago, Bruce. I didn't have to tell realtors how to open lock boxes. Or they call me for a code to get in a lockbox because they can't afford the 13 or I think it's $17 a month to have our real estate Centric Key app to open up lockboxes. What kind of, I mean, the broker's not requiring that because they don't care because it's a virtual office. Some guy is probably out on his fishing boat, but he's got 7,000 agents all over Florida that pay him $500 a transaction.
Yeah.
And all they do is process paperwork. He doesn't care if that agent has a buyer in their car for 6 months, throwing lowball offers out everywhere. But if you're interested in a real estate career, call me 407-352-8118. I need sales experience. Bruce.
You need somebody
I don't need
really
real
wants
estate
to
experience.
work too.
I can show them what to do in real estate. I will train you the right way on that. So call me. Love to help you with that. And what else you got today, Bruce?
Well, I'm looking for help too. I want to hire 5 more loan officers that are looking to join the best mortgage company on the planet. There's not a better mortgage company that exists. Great benefits, great pricing. We have every loan program you could possibly think of, but I need help and I've got the business and I'm looking for 5 good people, 2 years minimum of experience. And I'm looking for full-time, not part-time. If you're bilingual, I'll even elevate that a little bit higher because I could use bilingual, helping me with my builders, sitting in builder communities on the weekend, getting transactions from the builders. I have the opportunity to help people that most lenders can't do. Matter of fact, if you call me up and said, I'm looking for a new job. I'm a loan officer and I just need leads. You're probably not for me.
Yeah.
Because I need you to be dynamic enough to go out and service your realtors and have people that count on you that can send you business.
Yep.
Not just suck off of my transactions.
Yeah.
But I absolutely do a lot to help my loan officers develop more leads. My loan officers produced more in a month than most loan officers do in 6 months.
Yeah. And I just think we're going into, I got an article here about how home sales rebounded in February nationwide. That's because they're thawing up north a little bit. We got people out and about now after the holidays, and the sales are going to get brisker this year. And once this economy starts rolling, and probably give another 3-4 months and rates come down, we will see some sales. I bet you will come.
I believe
I'm so interested to see next month's numbers on the market because I have more transactions going on. And I can't believe we're still going to be in a 6-month supply or 7-month supply scenario. I think that gets eaten up in 1 or 2 months, and we're back to seeing more multiple offers.
I do too. Listen, if you want to get your application started now, I have every program you could possibly think of. I mean, so many. Most people are just 30-year fixed rates, conventional FHA or VA, but construction, renovation, home equities, whatever you need, I've got it right here. It's a one-stop shop. We not only originate your loan, we do everything from the initial credit pull, even servicing you all the way through post-closing. So we do a lot for our clients. We want to make the experience as pleasurable as a mortgage can possibly be. And I think we've accomplished that. So if you're looking to buy a home or refinance, please give the loan arranger a call, 407-250-9144. I will be at Lake Eola next Saturday, a week from today, in Lake Eola, and I'll be broadcasting live. Cleve will be
giving
doing
autographs. You'll autograph their cowboy hat.
Be autographing. We'll do some meet and greets. If you want to meet the loan arranger, I would love to meet you. I have developed so many wonderful relationships.
To be clear, they don't need to bring their last 3 months checking and savings statements.
If you want to, we can look at it there. I'm not doing pre-quals while I'm there, though.
Fast track. All right, everybody, have a great weekend. We love that you tuned in to listen to us, the #1 real estate and mortgage show in the universe. Thank you, Cleve Loveland, 407-352-8118 or cleveloveland.com.
Yeah, and join me today on the Loan Arranger radio show tomorrow at 11 o'clock, same station. Have a great weekend. God bless each and every one of you. Thanks for listening to Cleve and I. We value the relationship that we have with you. We know that you can count on us. You trust us, and we will never let you down. Cleve and I are always here for you. Cleve Loveland, the voice of real estate in Orlando, 407-352-8118, or Bruce Woodburn, the Lone Ranger, at 407-250-9144, or webringyouhome.com. See you tomorrow.